Yeah, I probably should have renamed the title. That's okay. How is everybody's night going? There we go. Let's paste this. Oh, don't want to show you guys that. How is everybody's night going, guys? Everybody doing all right? We got Jules on Twitch? Finally in here? Oh man, I love you. I love you, Mason. How's Apex going, man? I know they made it crossplay. We got Dell in here with 100 biddies already. Dang! Dell tossing me them ones. All right. I see it, guys. What's up, Randall? Welcome, 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 everybody. Everybody tuning in quick. Dang, you guys are the notification squad. I'm loving it. So a little mix up tonight. The guests we were gonna have, I didn't clarify enough with the time zone difference. So they thought I meant 7 o'clock their time or 8 o'clock their time. And it's like 7 o'clock their time right now. So that's my bad. We will probably have to reschedule with this guest, but that's okay. If anybody actually wants to hop in here and just chill, just say it in chat. Send me your email, DM me it, and we'll talk. Mama Callie in here. What's up, Mom? How you guys doing? We out here. Let's go. What's up, Randall? Oh man. Yeah, that's all right though. No big deal. You should play Phasmophobia. That is not a game for me, Randall. I am not. Actually, you guys should look up White Noise. For real, though. I think White Noise would actually be the game. And here's why. Because it's like a remodeled version of Slender Man, which I highly recommend. Perfect game for Spooktober. Just saying. Who was the guest? His name was Michael Walters. But, again, there was a little mix-up. We were supposed to be talking about sports tonight and stuff like that. Little mix up. What's up, Nikki? What am I supposed to help you with? I'm supposed to help you with a quiz? So you're gonna come in here for me? Okay, so we have a surprise guest, everybody. We have a surprise guest. Itman, you will finally get to meet the wifey. I don't think you've ever met the wifey, so she is coming in here. She's gonna be the surprise guest. We out here. We're still keeping the entertainment going. You know, guys, never mind. There we go. We want Stark. Am I not good enough though? Am I not good enough? What is this blasphemy, Dell? Oh my goodness. I'm just waiting on Nikki now. We will get Stark in here in just a second. So, thank you for being patient, everybody. You know, sometimes we have technical difficulties to do. But I mean, I appreciate everybody being in here and just chilling and vibing with me while we listen to some music. Until Miss Nicole Calicut. I'm gonna have her say her full name. Cause it's a mouthful. Here she comes. Nikki has been on before. She was helping educate us about COVID. Yeah. So, welcome, Nikki. What are you doing? What is that noise? Oh, you brought Dobby in here? Guys, Dobby got spayed. So she's got the cone of shame on. She has the cone of shame. Here is the waifu. Come on, sit down. I don't know where you want to sit. You could have the chair, I guess.
Hey, your butt's too big.
Yeah, my butt is too big, to be honest. Hey, you like the shirt, guys? Which Daydreams?
Made it.
Fantastic. Here's
Why
the
am I the one that...
You're gonna be the host tonight.
I'm not the... I don't know.
Guys, we have a special host.
No.
Nikki, take over for me. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
This wasn't the plan. No.
I don't know. Talk about something. Talk about whatever you want.
This was not the plan. This was not our deal.
I'm gonna help you with your thing. Take over for me. They want a pretty face. They don't want me. They want a pretty face. You're the pretty face. Put the headset on. Yes.
Anything.
You're not supposed to. You're supposed to talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. We have a surprise guest. What's up, Sammy? Fantastic shirt.
I can't even talk.
They said hi, Nikki. Oh, hi, Nikki.
It's for you. I was gonna talk to you.
Well, I don't have any content right now, so that's why you're gonna be the host. Guys, can we get some dubs in the chat if we want Nikki to be the host tonight? Get some dubs in the chat. Just hit W. Let me get some W's in the chat.
No, thank you.
F if you don't want it. Get some
F.
W's. Nikki can give us some updates. F. No, Kaylor.
I agree. Thanks, Taylor.
No. You're supposed to be on my side, man. Can Nikki give us any updates on COVID? Well, Kaylor's in the chat, so I don't want to give updates on COVID because then he'll just meme us to death about how we only talk about COVID. So, yeah. Make Dylan do it? What am I supposed to do? I'm confused. We got Miss Peachy in here. We got my mom and Miss Peachy with Sammy giving the W. Del, you're supposed to be on my side with this. Why are you guys throwing some F's? Yeah, no talk about COVID. We got Zach in here, my boy. I love you, Dylan. We're just here for the cringe-worthy moments. That's it. I'm literally, that's gonna be the podcast. We're just gonna talk about cringy stuff.
That's the podcast?
That's the podcast. Here, you look better with this. Look better than I do. Phone calls.
Oh, that's a camper, isn't it? Wow.
We contact him.
I didn't know that you even talked to him.
I did talk to a lot of campers.
Him? Because when did you give him your number?
He's calling me on Facebook.
Oh.
So, okay, guys.
I thought you learned
How's
not
everybody?
to do that.
Are we going to talk about the SEC East this year? Not much to talk about, Dale. Well, it's hot in this room. I need to put on deep. We're going to talk about SEC. I know nothing about SEC, Dale. So, if you want to educate me.
SEC East?
Yeah. Yeah, go for it. Florida, Georgia, at Tennessee. You know I'm a Georgia boy. You know I'm a Georgia boy. I have to.
Do you even know Georgia stats?
No, I don't.
Who they just play?
I just bandwagon on Georgia.
Who did they just play?
Who they just play? Auburn. They whooped Auburn apparently.
Yes, they did. I think Auburn. When I was watching it at work. I think they were having a blowout. I think they got like maybe a flag or not a flag.
Saint, man, I was just thinking about you earlier.
Field goal.
Bro, I was thinking about Saint. I was like, do you know I haven't seen Saint in a minute. Like, where is Saint? We have Josh. Where have you been, man? I know I snap you all the time. Yeah, we have Georgia.
Yeah, okay, so then they got another field.
Yeah, I mean, 27-6 is pretty good. So, Tennessee ain't got nothing. Georgia.
No, but the Bama game's gonna.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I gotta go back to
3?
chat. Hold on, I gotta look off chat. Give me. There we go. Hold on.
Sorry, I messed up his stuff.
It's okay. We got it back. Has anybody decided who they will vote for? Yeah. Actually, I know who I'm gonna vote for. It's neither candidate. I'm gonna vote third party. You guys can hate me or love me for voting third party, but I'm voting third party. Let's see. Jordan is busy tonight, so she can't make it. She sends support and positivity. Hell yeah, let's get it. Anybody spooky? Favorite spooky season movies / shows?
I don't do scary movies. I'm the biggest baby in the world. Oh.
Jordan is busy Tuesday evenings, so I'm normally napping after work. Fair. I need naps too, man. Honestly, Josh is a machine. I don't know how he does it. He works all the time. He gets like 5 hours of sleep, if that. I really don't know how he does it. Yeah, Miss Dobby right here. But favorite scary movie?
I don't do scary movies. I do like haunted houses though, which you are a big baby and won't go with.
I told you my fear of haunted houses.
He thinks that somebody real is gonna infiltrate a haunted house and then like attack him.
Right. Tell me that that's not a real fear. Tell me that that's not a real fear.
I don't think it's a real fear.
I can be. That was my idea for a movie, like where there's a haunted house and there's an actual murderer killing people in the haunted house, and you never know if it's real or fake. So that's why I get scared of haunted houses. It's not because, I mean, I know all the things are actually fake. I don't care about the little, like, ghosty things. I don't really care. Those don't scare me. The pop-ups don't scare me. I'm scared of the potential that there could be somebody with an actual knife or with an actual, like that chainsaw. I hate the chainsaws because I can never tell if the actual chain is on it. So they're running after you.
Yeah, I know. They freaking, one time we went through a haunted house. The chainsaw guy was chasing us and you done took off without me.
Yeah.
Left me back there. And the guy broke character and was like, he just left you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The strong shall survive. Survival of the fittest out there, baby. Let's see. You seen my noodle arms? What are you talking about? That was my idea for a scary movie. How I be lifting stuff. Dude, I don't know how you deadlifted all that stuff up the rope the other day when you snapped me. Let's see. Imagine going into a haunted house with a gun. Oh, without a gun. Oh, goodness. Netherworld with the chainsaw at the end. That's actually where it was, wasn't it?
No, it was at Fright Fest. It was at the Six Flags, so it wasn't even like legit. It wasn't like an actual like scary thing, and it done took off without me.
Dylan's scared haunted houses are for real. Listen, it's the potential. That's what I'm scared of. It's the potential that there could be something in there that could kill you. Okay, not really scared of like scary movies. Not really scare me because I know they're fake. Again,
I don't like scary movies because it's in my head.
No. If anime was real, what if anime was real? Please.
You skipped a bunch of things. Zach says, someone puts a hand on me at the haunted house, we fighting.
13 stories.
That's why you signed the waiver. You know they have a thing that you sign, it's like the chicken waiver?
I'm doing it.
You're not doing the chicken waiver?
They give you the pacifier, right?
Yeah, you put a pacifier in your mouth and it lights up.
Has anybody in chat gone to 13 stories? I want to hear some stories.
Yeah, Dylan wants to know, has anybody actually gone to 13 stories and done it? Because he won't let me go.
Yeah, I'm not doing 13 stories. I'll let you go. I don't really care. I'm just not going.
Okay. And then Randy says, Dylan, that was mean. Tammy says,
oh man.
What if anime was real? You know, that would be.
Honestly, if anime was real, that'd be a different story. Because listen, there are villains in anime. That's fine. Villains are cool. Villains are gonna try and kill you. Okay, but I got superpowers too. I'm just saying.
Hey, Attack on Titan, the final season's coming out in a few days.
Yeah, honestly, we're weebs. We pretty much every year for Halloween we dress up as something weeby.
Did we?
Last year we dressed up. I did Link. You did Carnage.
I did Carnage.
She's done Carnage for 4 years in a row.
No, it's no. Don't
4 years in a row.
One.
The last time she switched outfits was Harley Quinn, and that was literally like 4 years ago. I'm not even kidding you.
Carnage. I did Venom. I mean, that's.
They got a sub from Saint. Let's go.
All right, let's see. What else?
Let's go. Thank you, Saint. Thank you, buddy. Man, Saint. Guys, can we get some dubs in the chat for Saint and Sammy for getting the gifted? I love all you guys.
Alright, Paris says, out of all the things that you can be scared of, is a fake haunted house.
I can't see from this distance.
Dell says, you skipped a bunch of stuff. You do. You do. You can't read. Paris says, I want to go so bad. Dude, I want to go so badly.
I need to get an emoji. This is what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to get an emoji that has, like, a book or something with gibberish on it. So that way, if I fuck up or mess up, you guys can just spam that in chat. I'll know that I messed up.
Yeah, he can't read.
He really can't read.
Oh, yeah. That's an impressive bottle, Dylan. I have one too. Amazon.
Okay,
best thing
real
ever.
quick. Paris, listen. I really can't read chat. There's a difference. Any streamer knows that if you're trying to read chat, it's completely different. You can read articles, you can read papers, you can read the news all you want, you can read books. It's different. When you're reading chat, I don't know what it is. There's just a pressure. So I fuck up all the time. Everyone else reads in order. That's not true. Mason didn't read in order the other night when he was playing Among Us. Yeah, I'll call him out too.
Oh, I wanted to play that.
You can play Among Us with everybody.
I don't know how to play it.
You can host Daydreams podcast by playing Among Us.
I don't know how to do it. Too hard. I have no life.
I'll go with you to 13 stories. All right, so are we skipping stuff real quick?
No, you're not skipping. It's in order. Mr. Dell says everyone else reads in order.
Yeah,
it's just you. Paris says, I'll go with you to 13 stories. We can tell my boyfriend, though, he wants me not to do scary shit this year. They also say you don't read in order or read correctly. Yeah.
Dude, Paris
and then Dell
is not holding back.
Dell says Among Us is easy, even I can play.
Yeah, Dell is not a gamer. You can literally play.
I have no time. I got no life.
It's literally, they're like 10-15 minute game. They're not long at all.
I still got no.
I suggest playing.
Maybe.
Among Us is easy. Alright, so did you catch me up?
I caught you up. You were read correctly. Do I need to come in here and read for you?
Honestly, I'm just gonna hire you. You're gonna be always misread my text, especially though.
Especially too.
Wag Av. It do be like that though. It do be like that.
Can't read.
I really can't. I just need to get one of those emojis.
Don't you tell everybody that your freaking PC caught on fire today?
Oh, yeah, funny story. She said Among Us. Funny story, so before we go any further, there was a weird smell in the apartment this morning. I can't hear, there's no audio going through, so it's not like
It's your music. Talk.
A narrator would be nice. Yeah, I guess Nikki could be the narrator. You want to host Daydreams with me?
On the days that I'm not working.
Yeah. You can be my Jamie. Anyways, so what happened this morning? I just got done with teaching these kids, and all of a sudden I smell some like burning rubber. It smelled electrical. So being the good apartment neighbor that I am, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna call the apartment complex. I'm gonna call maintenance, figure it out. Hopefully no, you did. Yes, you did. I'm gonna give them a call, figure it out, see what we can do. And, you know, in the meantime, I was like, you know, let me just make sure it's not my PC. So I pull up like a temperature check and I make sure everything's running fine. You know, 30 minutes go by and I still smell the smell. And at this point, I'm still thinking it's something electrical in the house. So I'm waiting on the maintenance team to show up. So I run a game of Apex. And that throws my PC under load. Dude, my PC ends up crashing and smoking. Like, I kid you not. The power supply box starts smoking out of my computer. I was so frustrated. Not because, you know, I didn't already need a power supply, but the fact that it crashed on me. This is the second power supply I've had to replace in less than 6 months apart. And that's really frustrating.
Really?
Yes, but the replacement was free.
Okay.
So I don't know what caused it. I think it was just a short circuit. I mean, bad power supply. Guys, if you ever see, what is it called? Cobra Power on any of your builds, or you're going to buy anything, do not get it.
No.
Just do not.
More issues than it's worth.
Yeah, it really is. I would just not get it, honestly.
Well, that's what you get for getting a pre-bought PC, Dill.
Calling me out. Calling me out. I should have just had Kaylor make it.
Yeah, at the time you couldn't make it. I mean, he ended up making my PC, but
Kaylor would have probably made it a lot better than this, and for a lot cheaper. I mean, because the problem with pure builds is they end up cheaping out on other parts, like the power supply, and then it ends up causing issues like this, and that's what's frustrating. That's what gets me. Kaylor makes awesome PCs. I'm just saying, he made Dells, so if anybody in chat wants a PC, go get one from Kaylor.
Well worth it. So you made mine.
Nikki exposing out here? What you mean? What you mean, Josh?
Oh, telling everybody the truth.
What truth?
I exaggerate. You exaggerate.
Do I exaggerate?
You really do.
Jacob wants one. Tell him to get Kaylor to build it. I thought Jacob had one. How has he been playing with everybody? I legit thought Jacob had one. I updated my BIOS system and
Cried?
cried my computer. So I did read it right?
I updated my biosystem and cried my PC before it was only a gateway though.
See, not just me. Chat.
Oh.
Chat. It's
Crashed.
not just me.
Crashed.
Okay.
So it basically says I updated my biosystem and crashed my PC before it was only a gateway though. Gateway computer. Yeah, Among Us is on iPhone, but other games on his Xbox if they are cross-plat.
Oh, I got you. That makes a lot more sense. I definitely thought that Jacob had been playing with us for some time, like cross-play games, or just on the PC. I thought he was playing Apex with Mason there for a while, and Apex just went cross-play today. So I really didn't know that.
I'm gonna put her on the porch.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright.
See, she's a better face than I am, guys. I think she has to go to the bathroom.
I'm gonna put her on the porch.
Okay, that's fine.
Daddy!
Let's see. He was gonna build one,
Little girl.
but we're trying to save money now. Oh my gosh, ain't that the issue?
We're trying to save money too, and then all of a sudden the power supply cuts out. Literally almost catches on fire. And now we have to replace it, and it's frustrating.
No! Dylan, she peed on the cord. Oh. Just pull up through your cord. Underneath the thing. Daddy! Go.
I don't know if you guys can hear it, but oh man, that was meme-worthy content. Fire or not, report
Alright, well that's you. I don't
need
know
to be
if I
done.
did that.
This is Uncle Phil. Talk about a topic I know. Oh my gosh, Uncle Phil.
Dylan!
I will have to clean it up in just a minute. Oh
You're
my
the
goodness.
peeing everywhere.
So Nikki scared the dog into peeing on my carpet.
Oh no! Look, she's sick. Look. Have you seen her? I don't want to pick her up because she's.
Uncle Phil, what topic you want to talk about then?
Look.
Go ahead and take it. Take it
She's
away.
got a cone on.
Right now, we just messing around. We had a guest for tonight. There was a little bit mix up of the schedule. I didn't clarify the time zone difference, so that is my fault. I am sweating for some reason. Am I supposed to get out? Are you hosting?
No, you're sitting up.
Oh my gosh, guys.
It's okay.
All right, well,
Well,
clean
you
this
know.
up. You read chat. I don't know if you guys, Nikki, why don't you clean it?
Who, me? Who's that? Oh, why don't I clean it? Because this is his room and I can't clean it correctly. Why am I on here?
Because
Okay.
you gotta clean it. Don't clean it. I can't let it stain the floor.
Whatever. Nobody says oof. Nobody says big oof.
Come on down here.
She's making it known. She the boss, bruh. I'm the boss. I wear the pants.
Let her.
Oh, what's up? You got a nursing question for me? What's up? I'll try to answer it.
Look, listen, she thinks she's the boss. She's like the little kid you give like the fake phone to.
Yo, they got a nursing question for me. So you lucky I came in here.
Alright, you got it.
You do know I could have not been in here. Thank you. What's your question? I'll try to answer. I know. Dale says poor puppy. She's sick. Well, she got spayed. She had to get her thing. Ibuprofen 800. Oh, can I take another ibuprofen 800 if I already took it at 4 o'clock? What time is it? Yeah.
At Paris?
No, Randy. Ibuprofen 800. Yeah, just take it with water. Take it with water. It's almost 5 hours. You're fine. It's a little bit, but take it with some water. Make sure you flush it down. Talk about COVID. Okay, my mom wants me to talk about COVID. Kayla can just, you know, Kayla didn't want me to host anyway,
Alright,
so it
go
doesn't
ahead.
matter.
Go ahead, talk it.
Suggested topic. Serial killers. Ooh.
Wait, is that Uncle Phil?
No, this is Sammy. You thought it was Uncle Phil that said serial killer?
Yeah, honestly,
Why?
no, because that would be a topic that Uncle Phil would want to talk about.
Okay, thank you. I'm so much pain right now, and the weather's got me going. Depending on where your pain is, do heat and ice really good. Dylan, I'm not allowed to take ibuprofen. I I think only Tylenol. Yeah, some people have the issues with allergic reaction to ibuprofen. Thank you, Betty. I asked for the same. Serial killers, please. I would love that. I don't know much about that. That was you. I mean, I can update the COVID real fast. COVID in Georgia is steady. It's not the numbers are not spiking like the other states, but it ain't going down. There's still an up there. It's basically the same. So like if you look at what Georgia was, so Georgia jumped all the way and stayed. It hasn't really gone down. So I mean, protect yourself, protect others. Wear your mask. The mask is to protect, not really to protect you, because it does some protection, but it's to protect others too. Do your due diligence. Serial killers, go.
They're false positive.
Oh, if you're talking about false positive, like the test, no, because when you take this, when you have any of those tests, there is no false positives. There can be false negatives, because the tests are looking at the antigens itself. It's like if you see, the test is like, okay, I'm looking, and when they grow and they do whatever they're doing, they're looking to see if it's there. If that little, like, if the COVID strand is there, you have it. The COVID strand's not just gonna pop up and give you that result from random. There's no such thing unless, like, there's a lab issue, but right now they're so strict on it, there's no lab issue.
Okay, so is the Zodiac Killer alive or dead?
Happy Halloween.
Killers, please. I would love that. All right, I need to update myself on crime. What was the show we used to watch?
Oh, Criminal Minds?
No.
Oh, I
was
watched
this
Criminal
Deadly
Minds.
Women. You
Oh,
guys
that's it.
remember that show?
Yeah.
Who else got? Dude, we got it. That show.
I know, we watched Deadly Women a lot. I thought you were talking about Criminal Minds. It's like, I watched that too, but I watched that for a different reason.
No,
You watched that for
it's
Spencer
Criminal
Reed.
Minds. I got COVID, so I know more about it than the con. That's exactly how we would say it too.
I'm pretty sure I got COVID too, so... I mean, I know it. He did. He has it. He still has it. He's in the hospital. Well, that's because what they did is they gave him the there's this new thing that they're trying out. It's a synthetic plasma that they got from the second person who ever got infected. So they're making a synthetic plasma to give to everybody. And apparently it's been helping. It boosts their immune system. So it's kind of like Tamiflu for the flu. So they're getting this synthetic plasma. Have you heard about the lab issues at any GHS where they send COVID tests to the lab and they never were used on patients and came back positive? I haven't heard that, but I do know there were some issues with, like, a lot of, like, there's lab issues that they're trying to, like, figure it out. I don't know, but I haven't heard that one. I want to look up more of that one. What?
Kaylor is trolling right now.
Well, let him troll. Let Kayla troll.
Okay, all right.
All right. My mom says, "What do you think about guns?" Really, you're gonna bring that one up?
No,
Okay.
that's I'm pretty sure that's Uncle Phil talking.
Ah.
Oh, guns. All day, every day. We live in the South over here.
You live in Georgia. Georgia's a really, really easy place to get a gun.
Hey, man.
It's sad.
I like
But-
guns. I actually want to go. So, Uncle Phil, if you want to go shooting some,
Yeah.
me too. We should do a Blunt Boys shoot. Hey, Michael has actually entered the room. Michael is here. Let me get him in here real quick.
Who's Michael?
Michael is the guest.
Oh, you got him on?
Yeah, so he's
Bye.
here. Thank you for entertaining while we wait. Yes, I cleaned the. Okay, guys, our guest has arrived. Thank you for holding down the fort, Nikki. She just left. Still into Nicole's content. Okay, let me let him in. Hello, hello.
Hey,
How you doing, Mr. Michael? You doing all right?
I'm good. How are you? Hold on.
I-
I need to do one quick adjustment here. It seems like
Yeah,
my,
take it easy.
my microphone here isn't connected for some reason.
I honestly, I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Let me see. I gotta turn down the music. We were just getting to know Chad a little bit better. Goofing off. We were having some good times. So,
Okay.
everybody, this is Michael. if you want to just introduce yourself a little bit, tell us about who you are, and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, I'm like you said, my name's Michael. I'm in the Fort Worth, Texas area. I I have a wife and 3 kids, 2 biological, 1 adopted. I run a couple of podcasts myself. I have I have a sports, very sports and football heavy podcast called the Flex Network, and we're all over Twitter and Facebook and all those places. We do live streams multiple times a week. I just do once a week myself, but that's for like fantasy football, football in general.
Oh, perfect.
And then I have another podcast that I do called The Root of It All. It's a Christian story based podcast where I interview people and I ask them about their life, about their faith walk, things of that nature. So
That's perfect,
pretty
man.
busy.
That's perfect. Honestly, it was you're, I'm not too knowledgeable, and chat knows me. I'm not very knowledgeable on sports. So we tried talking about sports for all of like 5 minutes on the show earlier. So if I ask you some questions, I might seem a little unintellectual with the whole arena. So you run a sports podcast, you run a Christian network podcast. Do you have any specific areas? Like, what sport do you mainly cover?
So we cover football predominantly. So me and a buddy, we went to high school together. He lives in Seattle. That's originally where I grew up. I'm here in Texas because I was in the military for a lot of years, and so we're kind of on opposite sides of the map right now. But um, we cover football mostly, and so what I do is I cover like the game from like a I like to view it as like an X's and O's standpoint, which, the guys who break down game film, they're watching how a quarterback's throwing a ball, what type of defense is being played, um, how a receiver's running a route and catching the ball,
Right.
or if he doesn't, we can break it down and help explain why. And then we have another group of guys that are on. It's a network, so I have my show. There's another show that a buddy runs, and then I actually have another friend on the network that runs. He does professional wrestling type stuff,
Oh wow. Okay.
and so it's a true network.
You guys more college or NFL, or just
Yeah,
all over the place?
we do NFL, and then the other guys do the fantasy football stuff, and they really nerd out on that stuff. Talking stats, and I mean more stats than you ever want to hear in your life. They get real crazy on it. So
We got a couple people in chat that are like diehard college football fans.
Okay.
Mr. Know It All, he absolutely loves the Tennessee Bowl. Is that the team?
the Tennessee Volunteers.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that's the University of Tennessee. They have those creamsicle orange uniforms. Yeah.
Good old Rocky Top.
Yeah.
I like I said, man, I probably know my extent of football teams doesn't exceed the school that I left from. So I graduated from UGA, and I know
Okay.
mainly just Georgia teams. That's it. I'm not a huge knowledgeable sports fan.
Right.
It actually took me a while to get into sports and to actually appreciate the content behind sports.
Uh-huh.
Because originally I didn't think watching it, I was like, how do people find this entertaining? And I didn't get it. I really didn't. I was just not knowledgeable. I couldn't see it. And then at a certain point, as I got older and I started playing a little bit, started to exercise, started to join a team, like ultimate frisbee in college, I started to really kind of understand the motive behind watching sports. And there's just something about watching your team specifically just demolish somebody else, and you're just like, yeah, let's get it. It's like it's the atmosphere of the game. It's the camaraderie that the team extends out to the fans. It's incredible.
Yeah, I think what helps with sports is when you played that sport, um, like like for football with me, right? So I played in high school like everyone else, and I played in an arena league and stuff like that, even after high school and all that. And so, playing the sport at a competitive level, kind of helps you appreciate some of the things that certain guys are doing.
Right.
Um, and so I think that helps with the fandom. I think, you talk about being at Georgia. Georgia, it has a great football program there. And so, being able to go to a school like that and be included on in like the student section, there's nothing like a college football student section during a game, regardless of what school
Absolutely.
you go to. It's wild, it's crazy. So all of my teams, sports teams, and colleges and stuff that I like are based out of the state of Washington because that's where I grew up.
Oh,
And so
really?
like
Okay.
so I like Washington State University, and they are one of those schools that's like if you're in the town where the college campus is at, you're there on purpose. There's no, oh, I was just passing through. You're there on purpose. And
Hmm.
so it's kind of like they call it the Palouse. It's it's Pullman, Washington. It's right on the border of Washington and Idaho. Like you can actually drive into Idaho with a 15-minute drive. So, you're there. If you're there on purpose for sure.
Oh, for sure. Ohio, Nikki says. Let's see. Randall says, I'm the same way, Dylan. Talking about couldn't get into sports at first. And then Gina, my mom, says, what I dislike about sports is how the fans react. If a player is not performing to the fan standards, to me, that is a form of bullying that impairs a person's mental health and overall well-being. And then Dell saying he's about to get into the philosophical underpinning of sports. Man, you know it, Dell. That's the only way I can connect to topics. I feel like my mom's a little right on that, especially if you go to like a high school game or a college game. Fans can really trash things, especially if it's a rivalry. Yeah.
Right.
Soccer. Oh my gosh. Soccer in Europe is a different story. We went to Europe last fall or last summer, and there were riots breaking out because of a soccer game. Win or lose, they don't care. It's a rivalry. Whoever wins
Right.
loses. I mean, the emotional impact that it creates, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think more so with soccer. So soccer is like the sport of the world, right?
Yeah.
Because so many different countries compete in it through the World Cup and things like that. And so it's important to remember that sports, in a sense, are an escape from the kind of the monotonous grind of an everyday life, right?
Yeah.
So say you're a guy who works for waste management. You're a trash you work on the back of a trash truck. That's probably not the best job in the world. Probably doesn't pay you as much as you think you deserve to be paid. So if you're in a very blue collar type of area, like let's say Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, right? And you're on the back of a trash truck, you know, 5-6 days a week, and you come home, you probably look forward to college football. You look forward to watching some NFL games on a Sunday. For a lot of people, and I know this because my grandpa used to always tell me that like it's nice to just kind of escape and root for something else. And like, your team winning a game is like literally the difference between like a bad day and a good day, because it can be good for your mental health in a way, because maybe life is handing you a lot of things that you deem unfair or just aren't going your way. But if your team wins on Sunday or Saturday,
You feel like
you know,
you've won too.
yeah, you won a piece of the lottery or something. So
Yeah, that's the argument that I heard from a lot of people that were frustrated with. We don't have to go down this route, but
yeah,
um, sports becoming political is the fact that it didn't feel like it was an escape anymore. It felt like it was still a continuation of their life, or it wasn't that escape that they were looking for. It's like everywhere you look now, it's something political. And again, we don't have to get into all that, but
yeah.
what you said, I think that's an important aspect for why people really do like sports. It does remind them of a different reality that they don't have to be a part of anymore.
Right. I just think that with the politics of sports and just kind of how it is, um, a lot of sports aren't as diverse as they should be.
Yeah.
Meaning multiple races, multiple backgrounds, and things like that. For specifically, I would just speak to like the NBA and the NFL. They're not as diverse as they used to be, for that matter. Um, like think about it like this: when was the last time you saw an Asian American football player in the NFL? You probably have to do some pretty good research to find that.
Right.
And so it's just not as diverse as it used to be, and I think that's um where people get a little bit confused, because I have always said that if you don't like politics in sports, well, it's kind of like it's kind of always been there. It just always hasn't been in the media.
Hmm.
Um, and
I think
so
that's probably what Dell would say too.
yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of companies that are now sponsoring these football games or basketball games, for that matter, that feel that they have to step up and do something for let's just take like racial injustice. They got to
Mhm.
put something on the court or put something on a jersey or on the side of their stadium or whatever it is, like I said, politics have always been a part. It's just now in the media, and that's where you're kind of seeing that uprising and all of that.
Of course. So actually, Kaylor makes an interesting point, and he says, "My favorite sports are esports." Do you know what esports are?
Yeah, totally.
Do you get involved with any of that? Do you? I mean, let's be honest here. Let's have an honest conversation. Do we think esports are real sports?
I would. So drawing that line with sports, right?
Okay.
Younger me would say, you know, where do you draw the line? Because like, are we considering NASCAR a sport? Are we considering bowling a sport? And younger me would say, well, if you're not using your full body, like all the muscles in your body to help you play that sport, I didn't really consider it a sport. So like, but one time I arm wrestled a guy who was a competitive sprint car driver. It's kind of like lower level NASCAR. They just drive different types of cars.
Right.
And then you have to remember that with NASCAR drivers or those competitive drivers, their arms are like this. They're like literally locked straight ahead. And I mean, in NASCAR, you're going 200 miles an hour and you're holding that steering wheel. The slightest tick to a steering wheel could cause you to barrel roll at 200 miles an hour. Right. So like I arm wrestled that guy, and it was like when you're 4 years old and you try and arm wrestle your dad. Like you don't stand. So I was like, I gained a new respect for that, right? So now with esports, they put so much time into playing these different types of video games that I would consider it a sport, because it's a skill. A buddy of mine he's got one of those, they call them fight sticks, but it's like, if you remember the old arcade machine that had Street Fighter,
Yeah.
the little joystick thing, and then you have I think there's like 6 buttons that you use with your other hand.
Yeah, I used to go play Mortal Kombat at the arcade all the time with that.
Yeah. So if you literally cut out that section of where the buttons and the joystick are and just held that in your lap, that's a fight stick, right?
Okay.
And so I was going back home to Seattle to visit my friend who plays competitive Street Fighter, and I said, "Hey," I was like, "Hey man, let's play some Street Fighter." And he's like, "I mean, we can, but like it's not going to be fun for you." And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm just going to beat you because I know that you don't play nearly as much as I do. So I'm like, I'm okay with losing. It's not a big deal. And then my only goal was, don't let him perfect me. So at least hit him one time, and then he can completely demolish me the rest, which he did. But
Oh my gosh.
like, so there's a lot of skill involved in that, right? There's guys that play Fortnite or Call of Duty, or I don't even know what other games they play with esports. The NBA games, Madden specifically. There's guys that devote a ton of time to it, and it's a job.
I mean, it really is. I mean, the amount of hours that people spend comparatively to games, like competitive Fortnite, like you were talking about, that's a different breed. So I tried playing Fortnite, and I love playing video games, and I would think I'm pretty decent at some games.
Yeah.
Fortnite, there's an amount of dexterity that you have to have in your fingers, plus precision in your wrist movement.
Yeah.
It's the amount of hours that people dedicated to get good at this. And I don't know if anybody has seen any of the edit videos of people playing Fortnite, and they're literally building stairs, building like a whole like skyscraper in less than like 10 seconds.
Right.
And it's crazy how people can be that precise, that accurate, that fast. And their brain is just going. And I look at it and I'm like, there's no way I could do that.
You know what it is they are setting down the traditional PlayStation or Xbox controller, and they're plugging in a keyboard and a mouse.
It really is. Yeah. I mean,
Just think about the fast twitch movements you can make with the mouse and compared to the two joysticks on a controller for a console.
but
And then
yeah.
and then being able to use a keyboard and things like that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And I've seen like my nephews play it pretty competitively. I wouldn't say like just like with their friends, not like making any money off of it or anything, but the idea of just being able to build the ramps and the walls and all that. Like I play Fortnite now, but it's just like with some friends. We're not
Right.
like, if I die, I'm like, whatever, dude. That was probably like a 7-year-old kid who's some phenom that just like dusted me in like 2 seconds. It is what it is.
And that's why I don't play.
Yeah.
It's for that
Understand.
very reason. It's because I don't want to get on and spend a whole game searching for loot just to get destroyed by a 7-year-old.
Right. That's the way.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes sometimes.
Okay, boys, time to get philosophical about sports. What do we feel about sports that are judged like cheerleading or diving? Is it all subjective, or to what the judges think are good? Oh, who am I shouting out? Who just redeemed shout out? It doesn't say on my screen who redeemed shout out. Is that Crook? Crook, did you shout out yourself? Guys, go check out Crook. Chandler. Guys, go check out Chandler's stream after this. He is the man. He is awesome. He is witty, got some awesome content. Make sure you guys go check him out. Show him some love. I love you, Crook. But anyways, back to Rick Yo-Yo. Back to the subjectiveness of sports like cheerleading or gymnastics or ice skating, for that. Do you think that can those be real sports if they're judged subjectively?
So I think that there is the best way to compare it is like, think of the old man in your neighborhood, right? The get off my lawn guy who's
Right.
just stuck in his ways and stuff like that. I think in a lot of other sports with ice skating and with gymnastics, and I don't know about cheerleading as much, but I think with some of those sports, they have the more traditionalist type of people who are those judges who like things a certain way. And so if you bring something else to the table, that maybe they judge them in a specific way. I know with like let's take the UFC for example, MMA cage fighting stuff.
Right.
They are governed by a athletic commission, right? So the athletic commission are the ones who supply the judges and the referees for those matches. They're not employed by the UFC. So sometimes you will hear the commissioner Dana White of the UFC calling out the judges and the referees because he disagrees with things that they've done. Maybe he feels the UFC judge stopped the fight too soon. Maybe he feels one of the judges judged the match in a ridiculous way where he felt like the guy that they said won shouldn't have won. So
Right.
there's things like that. And I think it's also important to remember that you can't get into a place where you compare. Let's take ice skating, right? Ice skating doesn't have a professional league like baseball, basketball, football, soccer, all those sports do, right? So I think subconsciously somewhere, your average sports fan in America kind of judges and compares those things like, oh, ice skating doesn't have a league, so it's not a real sport, or whatever it is. And so it's important to remember that, because I would say with ice skating, with, I mean, you could name anything, water polo, anything that falls under the lines of an Olympic athlete.
Right.
Cheerleading, definitely. Those people spend an absurd amount of time practicing. And the simplest fall in ice skating or cheerleading or anything could take you from being one of the best performances of the night to the worst. Same with gymnastics. You cannot fall. You're jumping off of one of those box spring things and you're landing on a balance beam, or something
Yeah.
like that. The simplest fall, or just not a landing that was as clean as it should be, could mess up your whole routine, could mess up the hours and hours and hours and year-long training you've been doing to prepare for this event. So I would definitely consider those sports.
So the other thing is, a lot of the sports that I think you're asking about, Kaylor, have point systems that add up too. So you get points for doing specific moves, and it's, I guess, judged off the difficulty of the move. So like in skating, if you get more points for doing like a 360 over a 180. I mean, right? Is that correct? I mean,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. It's, you get more points for the difficulty of the trick. I don't know how the trick is judged based off difficulty. I guess, a 360 for somebody might be easier than a 180. I don't know, but
Right.
I think that that's important to keep in mind as well as we're talking about subjective sports. Kaylor.
Yeah, I think the NBA's dunk contest falls into that category where they have a dunk contest and a guy, pretty much everyone in the NBA can dunk, right? So, um, a guy can go up there and just do a regular dunk, but he could do it like very aggressively or with authority, and then the judges are quick to throw up the cards to give him 10. The max points you can get in from any single judge is 10, right? So they're quick to throw up the 10. I'm like, well, he didn't really do anything. That wasn't that difficult. He's just a big, strong guy, that can dunk. And so he just, it just doesn't seem that it doesn't seem that impressive to me. And
Right.
if you remember back in the day, you see Michael Jordan doing all this different stuff, all these guys. I grew up watching basketball in the 90s. I love basketball, and so I was really happy during those days because basketball was at an all-time high. Michael Jordan was still playing in the NBA, all that stuff. So the dunk contests were really good, but today they're not. You watch them and you're like, oh, that really wasn't that good.
So is the dunk contest though? Is it more of is it more professional or is it more formal, or do they just, is it just purely subjective? Like, because it seems like it, to me, at least watching it nowadays, it just feels like a meme format, and it's like, oh, we like this guy. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's almost like all-star voting in any type of sport. They very rarely vote for a guy to be in an all-star game or be like in the NFL, be in the Pro Bowl based off of what they've really done. And it seems to be out of popularity. If you're a popular player, then you get noticed, and you can be voted into an all-star game or into the Pro Bowl or whatever it is.
Right. Dell asks, who are the top 4 teams in the NFL right now? Who you got for the Super Bowl?
I'll try and put my homerism to the side. I always tell my friends that talk sports and stuff. I was at my buddy's house on Sunday. We were watching football together, and we both agree. If you're not like a homer, a diehard fan for your team, you're not a good fan, right? You should always think that your team is going to win every week, unless you're like one of those like bottom 3 teams. But if I were to choose right now,
Falcons.
the Falcons are not in my top 4.
I don't think they're in anybody's. I think most people wish, but
Yeah.
I'm from Atlanta, and a majority of Chad is from Atlanta, so
Right.
it's always sad to watch the Falcons play.
Yeah. So I would probably right now, if I had to pick, I would probably choose Kansas City number 1. They won the Super Bowl last year, and they seem like they haven't missed a step at all. I would take Seattle Seahawks number 2. That's my favorite team. I would take the Baltimore. No, I would take the Green Bay Packers number 3, and then I would take the Baltimore Ravens number 4. I feel like the only problem with that is the Baltimore Ravens have already played the Kansas City Chiefs this year, and the Chiefs beat them pretty easily. So, but I still think that they're a good team. I just think that's a bad style matchup for them, and so those are my 4. I think if you had more sports people on your show, then they would probably disagree with me, but that's okay.
It's okay. Everybody here. Hey, Chandler going, ah. Love you, Chandler. All right, actually, I got a question for you.
Okay.
This is what makes a bandwagon. This is
Okay.
an argument we had earlier in our Discord. What makes a bandwagoner?
Well, so there's 2 types, right? So number 1 type is I like this team. I like the Dallas Cowboys. And then the Dallas Cowboys aren't good, okay? And so what's a good team? Or what's a team that's young and on their way up, right? Being a Seahawks fan, a lot of people think that, oh, you've just been a Seahawks fan since 2012 because that's when we got good. But they don't remember that, like, I was watching bad Seahawks teams in the early 2000s when I was a kid, you know?
Right.
But so I like the Cowboys, and then all of a sudden, you know, because that's a popular team. That's, you know, they're labeled as America's team. That's a team that everyone kind of falls in love with or whatever, because they're the, you know, on the Forbes list of most valuable sports franchises in the world, they're number 1 above Manchester United, above the New York Yankees.
Oh, wow, I didn't
you know,
know that.
yeah, they're big time. I mean, Jerry Jones, the guy that owns a team, absolutely is probably not the best football guy at times, but is an incredible businessman. He knows when we're talking dollars, he knows what he's talking about. So there's a bandwagon team that just hops from one team to the other, right? And then there's a bandwagon fan that just decides that they're going to like a team with no so say you grew up in Georgia, right? And tomorrow you're like, I like the Chiefs. Didn't really care about football for any reason, but you know that the Chiefs are probably the best team in football, so you say, I like the Chiefs. So those are the 2 types, but they're easy to spot because all of the things that they wear, from hats to jerseys to shirts, they're all within the last 3 years.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Chandler, I'm just kidding. I'm really just kidding, Chandler. Don't hate me. He goes, he actually highlighted a message and said, my question is for you. My question for you is, why is Alabama the greatest college football team of all time? And then Cade says false. Go Dogs. we got go Bucks. There we go. Big Ten about to play. Guess what I'm doing on my stream right now? I don't know, Kaylor. I'll reach you after this. But now we have Gold Volts. Do you have any college football teams that you're a diehard fan of?
Well, you know, like I said, Washington State University, but we're not really known for competing on the level of, like, we're in the Pac-12, right? So that's a different conference from the SEC that Georgia and Alabama and Tennessee and, you know, some teams like that play in. But we for years were like really, really bad. And we just recently got better where we started making like bowl games and things like that. So I would say we just started getting better probably in like 2010. But for years it was like, we suck. We're going to win the one game we play against a lower division opponent, and then hopefully we can beat our rival. And as long as we beat the rival, this season was a success, you know? And so, so we haven't been good, but we've been good lately. So we actually almost made the national championship conversation the last, I think, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now.
Oh,
but,
wow.
Yeah. So, you know, it was interesting, but
that's kind of how I felt about UGA when I was in school and going to college. I was just hoping that would be Georgia Tech. That was it, because we were not having a good 4 years.
Right.
With whoever, I forgot our quarterback's name, Aaron something or something Aaron. I don't remember what his name was. But it's before this new guy that's here. I don't even know the quarterback's name. Like I said, I am not very well versed in sports, but Dell, that's why we go into the philosophical underpinnings.
Right.
So.
I like it. I like it. It's okay. I can talk pretty much all areas. I think I have a little bit to say in a lot of different areas. So
yeah, well, I mean, we're closing in right about the time. But but Michael, I really appreciate you coming on.
Of course.
We're gonna have to have you back out so we can do a fuller episode because this one
Okay.
was a little short.
Right.
Next time I'll that's my fault. I should have put the time zone thing in there. But we'll reschedule and we'll get you back out. Let me go ahead and raid somebody on Twitch, and then let me keep you here, and then you and I can talk, and we can after I reschedule an in stream. So give me 1 second.
Okay.
So we're gonna /raid. Taylor, if you're watching the stream, I'm going to raid my buddy Juan tonight because I'm trying to get him into the Discord. So I will raid you on Thursday, okay? I promise. So let me raid Juan. Guys, if you don't want to watch Juan, go ahead and just go to Dank Oregano stream. So that way he can take the views. Or just go ahead and drop the #Dream Team. You guys get into Juan stuff. Now you know what? Screw it. Never mind. We're just gonna raid Dank Oregano. Do that. So let me keep you here. Let me go ahead and raid. Thank you, everybody. Drop the #Dream Team. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for coming out tonight. This has been Michael Walters. You can find his podcast on YouTube.
You can find it everywhere. It's YouTube, it's Facebook, Apple, Spotify, anywhere you find podcasts. That's where we'll be.
And what was the name of your podcast again?
So the Flex Network.
Flex Network, okay.
Like our Facebook page, we have a YouTube channel, we have Twitter, Instagram, all those places. And then my other podcast, The Root of It All, you can find that on all those podcasting platforms as well. That's an audio only, so I don't do any YouTube stuff for that. But
right, we didn't get to the religious stuff at all, and that's a big portion that I wanted to talk to you about. So
yeah, we can come back for that. Not a big deal.
Perfect. Well, thank you, everybody. #Dream Team. Go ahead, check out my boy Kaler. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for coming out tonight. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Thank you for. I'm messing up tonight. Thank you for daydreaming with me. So we're rating, and then